Many liters of precious fluid wasted several times a day, but not anymore in this household. Here, all the cattle urine is collected and used. You soon find out how. Cattle dung, on the other hand, has always had its uses. All the dung that is dropped is collected to be dried and used as fuel for cooking, or roughly composted and applied to agricultural lands as manure. But this is certainly not performance at its best. This resource can be better used. A few baskets of fresh cattle dung mixed with some cattle urine and a little water is poured into this small biogas plant, where it gets processed and releases methane gas that is piped and connected to a stove, where it can be used like normal cooking gas. Eco-friendly and available at the twist of a knob to use all day. No more smoke-filled kitchens and blackened cooking pots. The spent slurry from the biogas plant makes high-quality manure. It can be either composted or directly channeled to the fields. But that is not all. Here, it is added to other vegetable waste matter and used to breed earthworms. You can rear them in pits, but you can also rear them without. They eat and they excrete, turning the organic wastes into nutrient-rich vermicompost. When applied to crops, the vermicompost translates into better agricultural yields and higher incomes. This family also earns some extra income from selling its surplus worms and compost. The spent slurry from the biogas plant and cattle urine are also mixed and fermented for a few days with milk, buttermilk, ghee, jaggery, tender coconut and bananas. And what you have is Panchagavya, an eco-friendly growth promoter that is ready for use on crops after diluting with water. Small quantities can also be fed to livestock to keep them healthy. Urine and dung mixed with weeds, fermented and strained, also makes an eco-friendly pest repellent. Water is always in short supply in India, so how do we hold on to this bounty from the skies? Rainwater harvesting systems like this one allow clusters of families to collect the runoff from their roofs to meet many of their domestic needs. Self-sufficiency in water, at least for some months in the year, makes life easier for a family that has to constantly cope with water scarcity. A limited supply of water, channeled through a low-cost drip irrigation system, ensures a good harvest of herbs, vegetables, and fruits for the home. This home garden also has a little patch of green fodder for livestock. The cattle in this region mainly graze in herds outdoors, but some amount of stall feeding ensures more milk from better monitoring of intake. The cattle also drop more dung in the shed, making it easier to collect and use. Away from their homes are the farmers' agricultural lands. Erosion control structures and water harvesting structures protect soils from being swept away and allow runoff water to be better channeled and conserved. trees like Cassia Simia and Pongamia that animals don't graze on are planted around the boundaries of the fields to yield leaf matter for field application. Regular pruning prevents the shading of crops. Leaves are stripped and can either be directly put into the field or composted before use. Either way, they improve the soil and moisture regimes. The lopped sticks are dried and can provide a family with firewood for several months of the year. This prevents the exploitation of the forests and commons. Rats abound not only in the fields but also in homes where they lurk in search of stored food. This wonder trap that can catch and hold up to 20 rats at a time offers good competition to the cat. Harvested grain can also be destroyed by dampness or eaten by other pests. If grain is properly dried and stored in special grain storage structures like these ones, such losses can be totally prevented. A healthy family also generates waste that need not be wasted. This pit toilet, designed to avoid water use, collects feces and urine separately. The feces that is covered with ash after every use falls into a subsoil pit and decomposes into nutrient-rich and safe-to-handle manure that can be dug out and used at half-yearly intervals. The urine is separately channeled and seeps through the earth to fertilize the surrounding garden. Many families in Erode district of Tamil Nadu have adopted these technologies that are ecologically sustainable as well as economically viable. The initiative to promote this integrated farm development program has been taken by Myrada, which manages a Krishi Vigyan Kendra in Erode district, with the support of the Indian Council of Agricultural Research. A little greener and a little cleaner. A little happier and a little healthier. Life changes and gets better for those who care to live it in greater harmony with their fellow beings and their environment.